What would happen if the Gulf Cooperation Council collapsed? Oil prices could explode, global trade could freeze, and the world economy could plunge into crisis. Right now, tensions between Iran, the United States, and Israel are threatening one of the most important economic regions on Earth. And at the center of it all is a narrow waterway called the Strait of Hormuz. If you are new to us, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. To understand the risk, we need to understand what the GCC actually is. The Gulf Cooperation Council is a political and economic alliance of 6 Middle Eastern countries: Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Oman. These countries control some of the largest oil and gas reserves on Earth. The GCC was created in 1981 to coordinate economic, political, and military cooperation between Gulf states. These countries are extremely wealthy because of oil and gas. Together, they produce over 16 million barrels of oil per day and hold some of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds. But their importance goes far beyond the Middle East. The Persian Gulf region contains nearly half of the world's proven oil reserves and around 40% of natural gas reserves, which means the GCC is basically one of the engines of the global economy. Every day, huge oil tankers leave the Persian Gulf, but almost all of them must pass through a tiny maritime choke point, the Strait of Hormuz. Nearly 20 million barrels of oil per day, about 20% of global oil consumption, pass through this narrow channel. That makes it one of the most important trade routes on the planet. If it closes, the consequences could be catastrophic. Right now, tensions in the region are extremely high. Recent reports warn that the ongoing conflict involving Iran, the United States, and Israel could shut down Gulf energy exports. Oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz have already been disrupted, pushing prices sharply high. Shipping traffic has dropped dramatically and tankers are stranded in the region. The problem is that Iran sits next to the Strait of Hormuz. That means it has the ability to threaten or block ships traveling on the area. In a war scenario, Iran could use missiles, naval forces, or mines to shut down the strait. So the question is, why Iran targets GCC countries? Iran has several strategic reasons for targeting GCC countries. Number 1, regional rivalry. Iran and Saudi Arabia compete for influence in the Middle East. Number 2, alliances. Many GCC countries cooperate with the United States and have growing ties with Israel. From Iran's perspective, these states are aligned with its enemies. Number 3, economic leverage. If Iran can disrupt Gulf oil exports, it can pressure the global economy and force negotiations, because most GCC oil exports must pass through the Strait of Hormuz. What happens if the GCC collapses? If the GCC economy collapses or stop exporting oil, several things would happen. Number 1, oil prices would skyrocket. Analysts warn oil could surge toward $150 per barrel during a prolonged conflict. Number 2, global inflation. High energy prices raise the cost of transportation, food, electricity, and manufacturing. Number 3, economic recession. Countries in Asia and Europe rely heavily on Gulf energy supplies. Asia alone receives about 84% of the oil passing through Hormuz. If that supply disappears, factories slow down and economic growth drops. A GCC collapse would also affect global stock markets. shipping costs, airline fuel prices, supply chains. Insurance costs for shipping would surge, and companies might reroute ships around Africa, increasing transport times and prices. In short, a regional conflict could trigger a global economic shock. The truth is that the world economy is far more dependent on Middle East than many people realize. If the Strait of Hormuz stays closed or the GCC countries stop exporting oil, the effect would be felt everywhere, from gas stations to food prices. The Gulf Cooperation Council sits at the center of global energy. And as tensions rise between Iran, Israel, and the United States, the risk of disruption grows. If diplomacy fails, the consequences may not just reshape the Middle East, they could reshape the entire global economy. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I think you have already subscribed to the channel. See you next time.